Hello and welcome once again to Know the Law GH, where everything about the law is made so simple for you to understand. Please do well to like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Thank you very much. Well, in today's video, we will be discussing a very important but often misunderstood topic under Ghanaian law, and that is arrest by a private citizen. Many people actually believe that only the police have the power to arrest. Is that true? Well, others take the law into their own hands through mob justice, believing they are acting lawfully. But what does the law actually say about all of this? By the end of this video, you will understand when a private person can lawfully arrest somebody, the limits of that power, and also what must be done after the arrest. Let us now begin with a simple question. Can an ordinary person, an ordinary Ghanaian citizen, effect an arrest? The answer is yes, but only in very limited circumstances. And so a citizen's arrest is not a license for violence, revenge, or mob action. No. It is a legal power that must be exercised carefully and responsibly. And so, mind you, it doesn't give you it doesn't open the floodgate for violence or mob justice or any other thing. It is supposed to be done carefully and non-violently. And so that is why this topic is not only important for law students but also for the general public, because misunderstanding it can lead to serious legal consequences. So first, what is an arrest? An arrest occurs when a person's freedom of movement is restrained with the intention of bringing that person before the law to answer for an offense. So we all need to take note of the fact that an arrest does not necessarily require handcuffs. It does not require any uniform whatsoever. What matters is the restriction of liberty and the intention to submit a person to lawful authority. And so under Ghanaian law, arrest is not restricted to only the police. And so for the purposes of what we want to talk about, which is an arrest by a private citizen, the legal basis is the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960. That's Act 30. That is where we can actually find this. So now, let us examine the circumstances under which a private citizen may arrest lawfully without a warrant. Now, according to Act 30, a private citizen may arrest without warrant where a felony is committed in the presence of that private citizen. So a serious crime must have been committed in flagrante delicto, that's in the view of that private citizen. The citizen must see the thing happening. And so yes, that private citizen must have witnessed the offense being committed. And so it has to be in his view. And so the felony, for example, fraud, offenses in the nature of stealing, and what have you. Those are some of the offenses. Damage to personal or government property or property in the care of that person. They should all these offenses should suffice. And so once that private citizen sees these offenses being committed in his view, then he can effect an arrest. Also, there has to be a reasonable suspicion of an offense being committed. In this situation, the offense must have been actually committed, and also the private citizen must have, in his own right, must have suspected that this person is the person who committed the offense before he can advance to effect that arrest. And so the offense must have already been committed, and also there must have been reasonable suspicion of the commission of the offense. And so actually mere suspicion, mere speculation or rumors will not suffice in this circumstance. And also another circumstance in which a private citizen may effect an arrest is when there has been somebody who has escaped from lawful custody. And so if you escape from lawful custody, a private citizen may have that mandate to actually effect an arrest and then bring you to authorities. Yes, so those are some of the circumstances under which a private citizen may effect an arrest. Now, you should also know that there has to be reasonable force applied. The force should not be exceedingly above, or should not exceed the minimal force that should be used to. So it means that the force should be minimal as possible. Yeah. Yes. And so that person, that private citizen who effects that arrest, has a duty to actually hand over that person to authorities or to the police immediately after the arrest. And so, like I said earlier, this is not to open doors to violence and other mob justice and stuff. The nearest police station would actually suffice for that person to hand over whoever has been apprehended to the authorities, to the nearest police station, for the law to take over and handle it accordingly. And so, yes, it is no sanction for mob justice. So you hand over the suspect or whoever committed the crime in your view. As a private citizen, you hand him over to the police within reasonable time. And so it has to be immediately. So you hand over that person immediately to the authorities. And that is the way to go. That's how to do things under the law. Otherwise, if you do not heed to whatever they are saying, whatever the law is saying, you might open doors to so many consequences, because then it will begin to be false imprisonment. Because if you hold somebody against their will, although the person has committed an offense, as a private citizen, and you do not hand over them that person to authorities immediately, then you begin to be engaging in false imprisonment, which is actually against the law. And so you need to maintain a calm composure and then follow the law by handing the person over to the appropriate authorities, in this case the police, so that investigations can commence as to how to proceed. I hope this is clear, and this is a caution to all of us. We all need to heed this advice, and this is what the law says, and this is how we are supposed to do things. It is actually a fair warning to all of us, so that we proceed with caution. If you haven't subscribed at this point, you have not subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe and also like the video and then share to others, so that others can also enjoy the content and also be informed about some of these things. And so that person, after being handed over to the police, would have to face the law by going before a court of competent jurisdiction, so that the person can be processed for a hearing. So yeah, that is how it is supposed to be. And so yes, after the person has been handed to the police, like I said, the police takes over and then does the necessary process to hand the person over. So first, for a private citizen to effect an arrest, the person must have committed the offense. In his view, it has to be in the nature of a felony, like fraud, stealing, damage to personal property or government property, or property in the care of that person. And also, if the person has reasonable suspicion of that person to have been the person who committed the offense. And also, mind you, the offense must have actually been committed, otherwise it will not suffice. And then also, anybody who escapes from lawful custody can be arrested by a private citizen. Yes, and all these can be found in the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960. That's the Act 130. No, sorry. Act 30. Sorry, Act 30. And so, yes. So, like I was saying, if you arrest this person, you hand him over to the police. You do not interrogate or beat the person or even punish the person in whatever way. You should just go on to hand the person over to the police, because mob justice is not encouraged under our laws. Mob justice is not, the jungle justice type of thing is not encouraged under our law at all. And so once that private citizen arrests that person who he believes has committed an offense, and that offense must have actually been committed, mind you. And so if I allege that my TV has been stolen, and then a private citizen sees somebody with the same description of TV that I purported to have been stolen, he can actually be under advisement on reasonable suspicion that that person might have taken my TV. And so once he brings him to, or once he arrests him, it will be in order. But if nothing has been stolen, it will not suffice. Yes, so that is it for arrest by a private citizen. And so, as you all know, this is the law GH. Know the law GH. And then if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe and also like and share. Thank you.